What is it going to take? What is it going to take, my friends, to get you out into the field? We need all hands on deck. We need all hands on deck. But still, we're winning. We are winning. Stay tuned. Howdy folks, Dave here, Rollman Revolution. Now, what I was saying there in the opening is, yeah, we need you in this fight. I definitely need you in this fight, and there's a reason why we need you all in this fight, because what's actually transpiring, you see right now in Washington, D.C., is something that you need to pay attention to. You see, they don't think you're smart enough to put two and two together up there. The media is running crazy. I love the Monday morning media simply because they usually have their great setup for the week of how they're going to spin the news and poke, a certain direction of that narrative. And you kind of can see exactly the game at play. That's why I like watching the morning news. And there's nobody better than War Room to put together the most insanely crazy cold open just to get you blood boiling first thing in the morning. Now, what we discovered, or what basically has happened over the last 48 hours, is now you can see the administrative state has got their minions in the media basically talking about Project 2025 and how Donald Trump is going to be if he takes over in 2025, he's going to do exactly what the Prime Minister of Hungary did by surrounding himself with people who are loyal to his mission and his vision. Well, technically speaking, that's what a team is. A team is not a group of people who work together, which is basically what Washington, D.C. is. A team is a group of people who trust each other. And let me ask you a question. Do you really trust your colleagues in Washington, D.C.? Do you? Would you trust your finances and your secrets to all of those people? The reason I ask this question is because that's not a team. And if that's what you think is going on there, that's why you see this big, huge cycle of problems. You see there's a stalemate going on in Washington, D.C. right now, and nobody really wants to explain to the American people why. The mainstream media is not doing it. They're basically just blaming it on these 10 or so defectors, treasonous actors, as Newt calls them. But those are the ones that are actually the only people speaking sanity. You see, we got a wide open southern border, and you got people all over the country being dispersed by the Joe Biden administration. They hide it in things like called border security bills and all this other stuff. And they tell you, the Republicans didn't want to fund that border security bill. Well, the border security bill is just basically turning the goddamn border security into a concierge service for these fucking damn illegal immigrants who are being dispersed all over the country. So yeah, I don't think we're going to keep funding that. But that's the thing about this whole political bullshit game that they play in Washington, D.C. They think you're stupid and you're not going to actually see what they're doing. But here's the reality. There's 10 people or so up there that are causing a fucking ruckus. And I love it. And that's what the American people love. That's why we're continuing to keep calling your office and telling you exactly how we feel, because this is nonsense. And if you're not going to pay attention to the American people, then I think you need to skedaddle yourself out of that fucking job and do something other than that. Go get a job working for a college someplace in, Bat Rock, Arkansas or whatever. Do whatever you got to do, but you don't need to have a job working in public service, because you're not. You work for an establishment, basically a special interest group of people that, either donate money to your campaign or NGO. So we know your game. The game is up. And these people have stopped those establishment recruits from getting that speakership. McCarthy down, Scalise down, Jordan down. And this new guy, Emmer, well, I'm sorry, that's their last play. There was never an ever Trumper. There's the guy right there. So we got to wise up. And I don't understand. You can't, if you're a person who doesn't follow politics on a regular basis or doesn't follow the political arena, I can understand how this could be so confusing. And this is like, this is silly and stupid. And many people out there think, this is a waste of time. But this affects your life. It affects your life in a very big way. And it all centers around lies and manipulation. And that's what pisses me off and why I get involved every single time, because the game that's being played against you right now is simply to try to put you in bigger shackles. They want to spend you into an oblivion and allow all these immigrants into the country. These are fighting age men, America, Go look at New York City. Ben Bergquam just did a story today showing you Manhattan is just aligned with illegals from all over the world, fighting age men from Muslim extremist countries in some cases. You don't know who these people are, and they're literally walking all around New York City and all over the country. And that's not a national security issue? If that's not a national security issue, I don't know what the fuck is. You have people in Congress that are not taking this shit seriously, and then you got the media going out there telling you that it's 10 treasonous actors that are causing all of this problem. It's these, guys like Matt Gaetz and whatnot. They're causing all this ruckus. Well, yes, because they're the ones trying to return America to sanity. This is nonsense. There's an invasion across the southern border. These people we cannot afford, and they don't belong here, and you know they don't belong here. But this is a game you're playing. This is how countries get demolished. Now, I'm sorry. This isn't a Republican thing. This isn't a Democrat thing anymore. This is a sanity versus evil. There's a game being played right in front of you. They think you're stupid. They don't think that you have the capability of understanding what it is that they're doing. They're literally robbing the American people and putting us even further into debt, an unrecoverable debt. But the game is this. You get involved, you stand up, you fight back, and you do everything in power to stop these people in their tracks, because they don't care. And when you get involved, when you make those phone calls, when you go down to their office, when you show up at their local office and you bombard them and say, hey, look, I want to speak with you for a second. I don't know if you heard me or not, but we're not giving any more money to Ukraine. We're not giving any more money to Russia. We're not giving any more money to Afghanistan. We're not giving any more money to Israel. We're not giving more money to anyone. And we certainly are not giving any more money to these illegals that are coming in the United States. As a matter of fact, we're going to close that fucking border. We're going to tighten up that goddamn wall. And then we're going to start deporting these people one by one. I think America would be fine with that, because they are destroying this country. And we can't afford it because you spent the piggy bank. And now you want more from us. You want more money from us? Really? How about this? You fix the country. You put America first. You tighten the budget. You tighten it down. You get rid of all the fat. I'm sure there's a ton of unnecessary nonsense filled in with that budget you guys got there. That's why we're not rolling them into omnibus packages anymore. We're going to fight each issue on the floor. And you can tell me why you need all this woke bullshit embedded into the school system. You can tell me why we need to pay for transgender surgeries. You can ask and tell the American people, or explain to the American people, why you voted for all of these bills with all this bloatware in there. Okay? That's what this is all about. This is about you trying to hide who you truly are. And here's the deal. We're unmasking all of you because you're liars, you're traitors, and you work for another entity other than the American people. So that means that you no longer actually serve the office for which you claim to take an oath for. So you really don't have any power. And you can see the power is being stripped from you day by day, every single moment, as we, the American people, wake up. And I'm talking to people every single day. You're not going to win this fight, and I'll tell you a reason why. Something is happening. And it's not happening just here in the United States, it's happening worldwide. People are have had enough. You've lied to us about everything. And now all of a sudden you want us to believe this is a new war we got to fight. This is a new issue that we need to tackle. We're doing the right thing. Look what's happened in just less than 3 years under this rogue, ridiculous Biden administration. Whether you voted for him or not, if you're going to sit there and still tell me he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, you are insane. And you are my enemy, because obviously you are not there. So obviously we're never going to see eye to eye if you can't see what's going on here. And for a person who digests this shit on a regular basis, I can tell you right now, there's a game being played right in front of you, and if you're not willing to look at it, that's fine. But don't assume that you understand the rules of the game and how the game is being played. I can't stand when people claim to know what they know, and really they haven't even looked at one piece of evidence, haven't looked at one slide. They have no idea what they're talking about, but you're willing to jump on a grenade for something because that's the tribe you belong to. I'm sorry, if that's the way you live in your life, you are going to be a wonderful slave when they finally take control. You gotta wake up, my friends. You gotta get involved in this fight. It requires all of us This is not just a Dave thing, it's just not a you thing, it's an everybody thing, and we all have a part to play. I'm telling you, you can get involved in a variety of different ways. You can go to Project 2025, put your resume up there. Hey, you never know. You may be the next best thing that changes this world for the better. Or you can go to your local precinct strategies and get involved in your local precinct. Or just get out, start talking to people. Start telling them, hey, look, check out War Room, check out, Charlie Kirk, check out some of these people that, hey, it's an alternative to that shit you're watching on that 50-inch idiot box you got in your household. Why don't you try this and see if maybe, just maybe, you learn something and that something actually happens and you actually can see it out in the real world, because what the media presents to you, you look out in the real world and you just don't see it, do you? You don't see that. No, because it's all horseshit lies and manipulation. That's what they do. The only people trying to point or shine a spotlight on the real stuff, you're not going to find on those cable networks. They're all owned and controlled by 93%. It's all that 93%, 5 major companies. And they all basically are just playing and rerunning the script. You're smarter than that. We are winning. And we are winning because people are getting involved in the game, making the phone calls and doing the work. Look, we are America. Remember that fact. We have been through some of the worst times in the world, and we've managed to come out on top in the end every single time. When you get involved, you change the outcome. So, the answer to this is get your ass involved. All right, my friends, I've bloviated enough. I gotta get my ass home. Gotta wash the dog. I gotta do real things, I hate having to talk about politics on a regular basis, but this is the reality we're living in. And it just sucks because when I wake up every single day, all I'm trying to do is to get it right. And all these people trying to do is fuck it up. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of living in a world where people just fuck it up every single day because, it makes more work for all the rest of us, right? It makes more work for all the rest of us. This is the coolest view. I'm going to have to show this to you guys. Flip it around. Look at that. Badass. Wow. See? This is what the world should be. This is what the world could be. And unfortunately, Joe Biden, well, it's not even him because he's on vacation someplace like he usually is. While the world's going to shit, Joe Biden's on vacation getting himself another ice cream. It's fucking pathetic, isn't it? It's almost laughably jokeable that this is, I can't remember who said it the other day on War Room. It's like, you'd cry if this wasn't so goddamn serious, or you'd laugh if this wasn't so goddamn serious. It really has gotten to a point now where it's like, how did we get here? And how does this continually keep happening? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. All right, my friends, I bloviated enough. I try to keep these videos under like 10 minutes, but unfortunately my mouth just runs consistently. Got a lot to say. I only want the best for this nation. I'm willing to die for this nation and this nation alone. I hope you join me in the battle. I hope we can fight these battles together because it's going to take every damn one of us, my friends. You are the reason you see the stalemate going on in DC. You are part of that reason. Don't ever forget that. These people react when you light a fire right next door to them. You have to get involved. You have to tell them how you feel, and it requires all of us. We're on the same team. This is nonsense to think that there's a Democrat-Republican split anymore. That's what I'm saying. It's only the American people, the ones that love this nation, that want the ability to express themselves freely, be able to talk freely, to have debates openly and freely without being judged. If you want that, we're on the same team. They have fucking made divisions in a variety of different areas to divide and conquer. They put this group against this group and that group against that group. And then they wonder why the country's 50-50 split all the way through every single election. They set it up this way. It's not. Most families live their life fiscally conservative. That's just a reality. But they make you think that, everybody just spends and spends and spends and spends. If that's the way you're living, well, that's the reason why you're sucking it. And again, this whole reality that's being presented to us with the budget, and look, government securities are out of control now. Even on CNBC this morning, they had to say it. Everything that Warren's been talking about for months, now they're catching up and saying, wow, yeah, we spent a little bit too much. Government securities are worth nothing, and you're not getting anything back on this. What's going on? It's like, what's going on? You just kept printing and spending, printing and spending, printing and spending, and didn't have a plan on how you were going to pay for it. That's what's going on. It blows my mind that these people are sitting there getting paid to give analysis when it's plain obvious how this fucking happened. Anyway, all right. I love you guys. God, we got to get in this fight. I'd love to fight with you guys, man. We got to get on the field. We got to do positive, reinforcing work for America. This is the greatest country in the world. And there's a reason this is the greatest country in the world, because you can speak your mind. You can assemble, you can gather, and you can make a plan to make the country better. We are good. MAGA is a good group of people. Every time I meet a new MAGA, what do they call it, a MAGA affiliate, whatever you're going to call it, they're great down-to-earth people. So all this shit you're hearing in the media is exactly what they produce 99.9% of the time. It's just concentrated verbal diarrhea. You're smarter than that. If you want to keep digesting verbal diarrhea, you go right ahead. But it gives you shit for brains. I'm just letting you know. That's what this thing does. All right, bros. Bros, Jesus, what kind of word is that? All right, my friends, I'll see y'all on the battlefield. We got a lot of work to do, and it's only going to get ridiculous and more ridiculous as we move forward. These people are not going to just give up power. It's going to require all of us every single day being serious, being focused, and knowing exactly what to do and when to do it. You're already winning. Keep up the fight. We got this. Take care, my friends.